Welcome, welcome, welcome to myvelocitybanking.com. And as always, I am Mr. Velocity Banking. So if you haven't already done so, head over to our website, myvelocitybanking.com, and sign up for a free trial account where you can get an understanding of how Velocity Banking can be used to help you get out of debt faster. Also, if you haven't already not done so, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell so you can get notified of when I upload new videos. So today we're going to do something a little bit different from the other videos. I'm going to start answering some questions. As you can imagine, we get a ton of questions via the live chat agent and via our email box. The email box is blowing up with all the questions. So, and if you have any question, you could get it, you could hop on and get the live chat agent that can answer any of your questions, or you could send us an email to info@myvelocitybanking.com. All right, I'm going to get right into the first question. So this is from Crystal at AOL. Crystal from AOL. I would like to set up a plan to pay off my mortgage. I have no debt, just regular expenses. I also have a line of credit with my credit union. How do I go about creating a plan? Okay, so Crystal's asking about how does she actually start doing velocity banking, to pay off her mortgage. She's got no other debts, and she wants to get right into it. Okay, so the best way, I think I just said that's the intro, is to get a free account. Put in all your information, your income, your expenses, your debt, things you want to pay off. And then you can get a payoff plan, a payoff schedule that's going to tell you exactly what to pay off, when to pay it, and an estimate of how long it's going to take you to get out of debt. Because that's really the main thing that most people want to get, right? A schedule. Now, keep in mind, this is not like a GPS. It's not going to tell you all the routes. It's more like a map. It's just going to tell you, it's just going to give you step-by-step guide. And it's up to you to actually implement it. Question number 2, can you please provide a more detailed explanation on your security features? What information is stored? Oh, and what information is stored? Okay, so this is more of like a tech question. So the security feature, I guess, the secure feature of the site. So what he's asking is about how secure is your site? Can I just put your information in there? How secure is it? So yes, it is secure. So we basically use SSL and over HTTPS, which is pretty much the exact same thing that your online banking account uses. So if you're doing online banking right now with your institution, with that same security level, it's the same security level we have as well. What else did he ask? Well, what information is stored? Okay, so this is actually a really good question, because we don't store any information that you don't enter, right? So really the information that we store is all the income, your debt, your expenses, things along the lines of that you put in. Now, we don't store any PIP, it's called, right? Personal and identifiable information. We don't store any of that. We don't even ask you for any PIP information. So PIPs are things like your social security number, your social insurance number, credit card numbers, right? So we don't ask for any of that. So that obviously isn't stored because we don't ask for it, and there's no place for you to enter it. So that's kind of the detail of the level of security. I don't know if this person wants more details. I don't know. Let's know what exactly you mean. But I think that kind of answers your question. And last but not least, if you are worried about your data, you can actually delete your account. So there's a delete button when you go to the settings screens of your account. And if you hit that delete button, it wipes out everything. It wipes out everything. We don't know you from Adam once you hit that delete button. So keep that in mind as well, that you can delete your information at any time if you feel uncomfortable. Okay, next question. How do I use Velocity Banking to pay off my debt? Okay, that's a pretty broad question. That's what this channel is about. So I'm going to tell you, just keep watching this channel. I'm going to put a card up here. I did a whole Velocity Banking in 6 minutes series that actually breaks down each step of the Velocity Banking method. So take a look at those. That'll be a good place to start. All right, next question. I like the design of your website. What platform did you use to build it? Oh, Thank you very much for the compliment. So the app was built on a LAMP stack. So a LAMP stack, so a LAMP is just an acronym, and it stands for Apache, MySQL, and PHP. So it's like a LAMP stack. So that's what we use to build it. And the front end is a modified version of Bootstrap. So you can go to the Bootstrap site, which is free, and that's what we use. So a lot of these Q&As, I have all my credit cards down to 45% utilization, working towards zero. My question is, should I pay all of my credit cards off before using the velocity banking method? Okay, good question. So utilization, for those of you that don't know what utilization is, the utilization is the idea of not using too much of your credit card, right? Because that has an impact on your credit score. So the optimal utilization should be around 65%. You shouldn't use more than 65% of the limit of your credit card. You gotta be in that range, right? Some people will argue it's a little bit more, a little bit less, but if you're in that range, you're doing pretty good. Now, what if you don't know your utilization? Okay, again, if you have an account, we show you what your utilization is. Right here, when you do the get report, you'll see this utilization section. And what this utilization section does is that it shows you right here what your utilization is. This is 100% utilized. For example, this is 83% utilization. This is 0% utilization, 93%, and so on and so forth. And this thumbs up, just talking about how the report works, just kind of tells you, can you use any of these as your debt tool, right? Which one is best to use as your debt tool? So if you get a thumbs up, the app will try to use that as, take that into consideration for your debt tool. So that's what utilization is, and that's a really good question. So so back to the question. 45%, which is really good. Should I pay off all my credit cards before using? Oh, okay. Should you pay off all your cards first and then you start velocity banking? No, you start absolutely not. That's the whole point of velocity banking, is to figure out the best way that you can attack your debts. Because what you may think is the best way may not be the best mathematical way to actually approach your debts. And that's what this app does for you. It looks at everything. It looks at all your debts, it looks at all your income, it looks at your utilization, it looks at your monthly payments, it looks at all that, and it says, okay, based on all these different variables, this is the best route to take to get to your debt payoff in like 0 time, right? So that's what it does. So no, you shouldn't wait to pay off everything and then you use the velocity banking method. So do not do that. You use the velocity banking method as soon as you can, and you look like you're in pretty good shape to do that if you only have 45% utilization on all your cards. Okay. Hello. Sorry, this is the next question. Hello. How do you make regular mortgage payments when they won't take a credit card? Okay, so this person is asking about how do you pay off your mortgage with a credit card. Okay, so stay tuned, because I'm actually going to make a full video on how you pay off your mortgage with a credit card, a step-by-step guide to how you do that. But to answer, so the short answer to this person's question is that, well, I mean, you can do it, but it's going to take 2 or 3 other steps to actually do it. So again, stay tuned for that video. That will explain everything that you need to know about paying off your mortgage with a credit card. Right, last question. Let's see, we've got a few more questions. I just saw your video on YouTube. It said I could create a free account and the app would tell me which debt tool / weapon is the best to use for velocity banking. But under your pricing, it says velocity banking recommendations only come with the paid account. Can you clarify this for me? Okay. So this is just a question about which plan is best and what features come with the different plans. So I'm gonna make it clear that all the plans, the functionality of the app is the exact same. There's no difference in functionality, whether you're on the free trial or on the standard or you're on the premium. the functionality of the app is the exact same. So yeah, so even though you get the free trial account, you can still get the report pay down and all that other stuff that you get with all the other premium accounts, so with all the other types of accounts. So that kind of works right into another question. We got a question from Lizzie from Gmail. So, hi there. I had registered before a while back, and when I tried to go on, it asked me if I wanted to upgrade, and I hit no. Then it went to the new registration page. But when I re-signed up, they said my email already is used. Yet I can't log on with just having all my data removed. Why? Okay, so that kind of ties into what I was just saying before. So this person, Lizzie, it sounds like you were on a free trial account. Your trial account expired, and so now, and you chose not to upgrade. So your information, so you can't re-register once you've actually had that free trial account. So that's what's going on right here. So that's what happens, right? So when your free trial is about to expire, you get a no. I think it's about a week or two before your free trial expires. You get an email asking you to upgrade. Otherwise, you might lose your information. And if you don't choose to upgrade, then your information, like I said before, is like gone at the. We erase that information at the end of the free trial. So that's what's going on here. Okay, let's move on. This is from Courtney. Does the software show when you need to pay credit cards, car loans, or mortgages, etc.? I don't understand that question. Does the software show when you need to pay credit cards, car loans, mortgage? Okay, so I get it. Okay, so no, that it doesn't show you when you need to. It doesn't show you when you need to pay it. I mean, you know, so basically when you go in and you enter all your information, you also enter in when the payments are due, right? So for example, I know my Amex is due, you know, the first week in of like each month, right? So I think it's like the 8th, right? So I'd go in when it's due. I put in the date of that it's due. So no, the software is not going to know when you need to make the payments. So you tell it when the payments are due. What it does do is that it tells you what to, like, how much to pay, and what to pay, and in what order, you know, to actually pay things to optimize your payoff time. That's what that does. The the question says it don't see where this is doing anything. It doesn't even ask for my line of credit amount. It don't see where this is doing anything. Okay. All right, so this kind of sounds like a question of they're not seeing their, you know, pay down report, I guess. Information right here. You need to actually get to the report, or for you to see anything, you have to get to this get report button. So you hit this button, and that's how you get your payoff report. So I don't know if that's what you were doing, but that's what you do, and then it will tell you, and then it'll let you do its thing, right? And then I guess there's a follow-up question to that question. Do I get the option of opening up more cells for like the mortgage? Also, the report does not look like your example. It just shows me the chunks. Okay. So this question, open up more cells. Okay, yeah, we get this question a lot. So the question is, because right now when you enter all your information, the amount of information is fixed, right? So you can only enter like two mortgages, five credit cards, so things like that. So I guess the question is can they add more slots? So if you had like 5 mortgages, for example, you want to enter it all in. So the answer right now is no, that the amount is fixed. That might change in the future, but right now it's fixed. So how do you get around that? If you have like multiple, like if you have more spots, if you have more cards and there are spots, the best way is to add them up, like to combine them and then use one spot for like 3 cards. Just add them all up. And then I always suggest you use the highest interest rate for any of those cards that you added up, that you enter in there. And that would kind of do the same kind of thing. Like you just have to remember which cards, like you added up. But that will do the same thing. From a mathematical point of view, it's not going to change anything. Okay, last but not least. Does velocity banking work in India? Does velocity banking work in India? So, well, okay, yes. So, well, let's go back to what velocity banking is. The velocity banking isn't like a thing you do. It's more like like a strategy, a way to approach, paying off debts. So that would pretty much, I guess, apply to anywhere. What is going to change is the actual nuances of like how you implement it. So that's going to change. But in terms of does velocity banking work in India? The answer is yes. It actually will work anywhere because it's a strategy. Um, but that's a good question. Um, all right. So that is it for this episode of Q&A. So let me know in the comments. I'm actually thinking of doing like a live stream where you guys can actually ask your questions live. So let me know if in the comments if you would like to see a live stream where you guys can to toss your questions about velocity banking at me and hopefully be able to get you guys using velocity banking and out of debt in no time. So until next time, I will talk to you guys later.